Hello, hello. Hi, Bastien.
Hello, Eloise. Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome to this show.
Yes, welcome to this session. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Christian, Matt, Ricard. Wow, a lot of people are still waiting, but another
I
one.
see
Yeah,
some friendly
yeah,
face.
yes.
Hey, Clement.
So welcome to this session. For the one who don't know me, I'm Eloise. I'm community builder and partnership at La Growth Machine, and La Growth Machine is a sales automation tool. Every week I run this kind of webinars with experts. Today I'm so pleased to be with Bastien, and we will talk about how to turn more inbound leads into deals. We all speak about all bound, mixing inbound and outbound, and Bastien with Hublead and all this integration expertise in Make, Zapier, etc. Built amazing workflows. So we will deep dive into this, and feel free to ask any question to us. And yes, Bastien, I let you introduce yourself.
Yeah. Hi, Nick. Yeah, it's in English. Don't worry. Even if you're French and both French companies, but we are speaking in English.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you said like Eloise. So I will show you how to turn like to better automate things through emails and LinkedIn for HubSpot users. But of course, we are using Make, so you can use other CRMs if you want. But I'm a HubSpot guy, so I will present you for HubSpot. Um, I will just show you my screen, so
Yeah.
then I will be able to introduce myself because I prepared the slide for that. Can you guys see my screen right now?
Yes, perfectly.
Perfect. So who am I? So I'm the CEO and co-founder of Hublead. This is a HubSpot LinkedIn integration. So this is a Chrome extension that will display your HubSpot data inside LinkedIn, and you can import contacts, conversation, and invitation inside HubSpot. So it's more about tracking LinkedIn activities back to HubSpot from your LinkedIn or LinkedIn Sales Navigator activities. Before that, I was working inside a company who we scaled from like 5 to 100 employees. I was in charge for the growth outbound. So of course, working inside the HubSpot CRM, but I did plenty of automation for my sales to give them a lot of people, a lot of leads, a lot of like targeted lists for them so they can prospect more efficiently. And of course, with my job, with my company, I speak with 10 plus teams per month who are using HubSpot and try to improve the sales automation inside their company.
Great. And just
So yeah,
maybe
sorry.
just to know about the audience who is here today, who is already using HubSpot or Lighthouse Machine or testing other things. Very, very curious about yes, how far you're familiar with this kind of integration and use of these tools. Just to
Yeah,
adapt.
and
Yeah,
as you said, like Louise, if you guys don't know, I will show you on Make also how we do.
yeah,
If you have any questions about I don't know, like Make integration, how to handle errors, such case use case, for example. I'm using Make for a long, long time right now, so I can I do know some few things about that platform,
great.
and of course for LGM and so on.
Yes, let's share our use cases, our challenges to see if Bastien can crack it out. And for the one who doesn't know La Growth Machine, also just feel free to ask question. And also I will share a link, a magical link, which gives you 1 month for free instead of 14 days. I will just share it in the chat and in the as a notification, a little label. Okay, let's deep dive in the next slide.
Yeah. So as we introduced just right before, Louise, as you said, like we have the point of view of having like one team for outbound and one team for inbound, and this team of outbound has their sales stack, two sales tool stack, sorry, and the one has another one. But here you have like La Growth Machine, where it can be used for outbound and inbound. And here, of course, we use the use case of inbound, like as we say, as we know, for example, 50% of your leads, inbound leads, were either never contacted or never been touched by a sales or never receive an instant emails or LinkedIn automation. So this slow you down. This prevent you for like this offer a mediocre uh, approach to your company, because every time you're here, you're on the pricing page, you're on the sign up page, you fill in, and then you have no answer for like 2 days. So this feels bad for leads. So you need to implement this kind of automation, and also you need to maximize the effect you have from inbound leads. So right now you might be doing only email automation, but you're ignoring LinkedIn, and this is a bad thing, and I will show you why. And of course, manual. Sales team waste time instead of closing deals. If they have spent their time to send every lead manual emails or call calling everyone, it will take so many time for them.
Yeah.
Um, so here, just a quick overview. We will check for how to sync LinkedIn inbound leads to LGM, segment your leads into different audiences, so cold, warm, hot, prospect, for example. This you can take, of course, the data from Hubspot, automate LinkedIn connection requests and emails, and provide value upfront. Since, for example, you gather some information inside your form when you have a sign up, or you enrich, you will see that we enrich with LinkedIn details. Of course, you can decide to send this kind of content, this kind of message, or this kind of message. And the benefits, short terms, of course, leads understand your product better, more touch points, so higher trust and conversion, faster sales cycle, and long term, as I said, since you send a lot of LinkedIn connection, people will see your post. Like when you send a connection and they accept your connection, they will also follow you. And this is kind of a free retargeting inside LinkedIn. And so you have different ways to engage with your audience on LinkedIn with your inbound leads.
Yeah.
Of course, you can update contacts based on your product usage, so HubSpot amplitude, and of course, build relationships instead of just have some uh, exchange around transactions.
Yes, that's true that a lot of people don't know how to retarget the people who comment your post or even a post of your competitor or an influencers. And I think this is really like warm lead and really important to know how to target them. And even in La Growth Machine, we built an in-app native feature
Yeah.
doing that. And it works with everybody who like a post, any post, or comment any post, or even register to any LinkedIn event. Super powerful.
Yeah, we will see that. Of course, that's kind of amazing, especially if you're doing a lot of, yeah, I do encourage you to do a lot of posts on LinkedIn, commenting to your on LinkedIn posts that are relevant for your ICP target and so on, because
Mm,
it really helps you to create a brand around you and your company.
yeah,
And you will see later, but like for example, all these invitation where people accepted, these are all leads from Hublead.
yeah,
So you maximize the effect, the impact, because people like got to know your product, are interested in the product, and they receive a LinkedIn invitation instantly from you. So they are more like happy to connect with you and share their thoughts or see your content. And this you will build on the long term, uh, yeah, a super database on LinkedIn of people who are your ICPs. So that's the best for you.
yeah. Great.
So how do we do that now? Of
Mm.
course, if you have any questions, let us know. We will answer. We won't wait for the end of the webinar to
Yep.
answer to you, so don't worry.
No
Step by step.
question. Yeah, no question for the moment. And just so
Okay.
you know, the session will be recorded and published in Playground, which is our community platform. Just so you know, guys.
Awesome. So step by step, we see how you can sync HubSpot to La Grosse Machine using Make, of course, segmenting your leads, setting up the automated LinkedIn email sequences, personalized message with LinkedIn intent, and of course, tracking and optimizing outreach performance. So I will just, I won't go through the slide. I will show you directly here. And if you have a question, let me know. But of course, I will send the slides with the replay,
Yeah.
as Eloise said. So don't worry, you will have a track of that. So what I like to do is to use the watch list, watch contact added to a list. So you can go to your HubSpot and start building your list. And for that, you can create, so for example, if I go to list, you can create a list based on, um, yeah, next. So you have a new inbound lead, you go, you select the life cycle stage property, and you select a lead, you know? So this is a default setting inside HubSpot where it will show you who fill the form. So you can trigger a workflow to set them as a lead, for example, and then you can have them inside the list, and you will gather this contact over there. Then I will use the search for CRM object over there, where you want to find the associated company to the contact. Why do I do that? It's because I want to fill in inside La Growth Machine some insight I got on the company, of course, and I want to have the ID of the contact in the company.
Mm.
What you can do, so for now, we only have the email. We have the LinkedIn URL, for example. Let's say in your lead, you have the email and the LinkedIn URL, or you have only the email. So you can trigger an API engagement with Apollo, or you have different data providers such as reverse contact, for example, where you can ask an API the content they have around the LinkedIn data they have for an email. So here you will gather the LinkedIn URL, you know, and then you push that to La Growth Machine, and you can update, of course, your contact inside of it.
Mm.
So whenever you go back to your campaign, you go back to your list, and now you have your lead, and now you see who are in your audience. So for example, I have the new lead after 2 days. And you, of course, you have the kind of lead weird thing. It's because, for example, I got the email, but I didn't get any LinkedIn URL. So you will have only email automation for this kind of lead. So you still keep track of this lead.
Question. So La Growth Machine yeah, natively gives enrichment, but after having launched the campaign. So in your workflow, thanks to Make, you enrich the data before the launch of the campaign. Can I ask why? And because it's interesting to know that you can enrich before the campaign thanks to a Make integration, or if you don't want to, you can enrich unlimited and freely, but after having launching the campaign.
Yeah, sure. So in this, it's because like for the first workflow I created, of course, I used the LGM enrichment, so I didn't have this get email with Apollo.
Yeah.
Here, what we're trying to do is just to maximize the chance to find the right LinkedIn URL. So you have your LGM. I did, of course, Apollo, but you could imagine, for example, that you want to try with reverse contact also and other data provider. So you maximize the chance to have the LinkedIn URL and the LinkedIn data inside your LGM.
Okay.
But actually, I think you could also check
This,
for,
yeah.
yeah, tell me.
Yeah. Because now, before it wasn't the case, but now we use a waterfall system, cascade enrichment.
Okay,
And
yeah,
so
maybe
we have 7 provider. So now I think we cover 80% of
okay,
enrichment.
that's nice.
Yes, it wasn't the case before, but since 3 months, something like that, we do that.
Okay, so yeah, maybe it's because I did that automation, or I think I
Maybe
built it
before,
like
yeah.
6 months ago. So,
Yeah, that's why.
but I will try that. I will try that. Of course, like if you guys don't have any subscription with Apollo, there's no like you don't want to pay for a bunch of SaaS tools, so
Yeah.
I would recommend you to use only LGM if it's working, and if you see that you can improve, of course you can try with Apollo, but it's another
Mm.
tool, another SaaS you have to pay. So I would definitely go with Eloise, and if it's working, that's the best.
I think maybe a use case that explain the people who wants to enrich before. It's when you have, for example, in a clay table, or and you want more information to launch different campaigns. That could be a use case when you want to enrich
Yeah,
before.
yeah, definitely.
Mm. Okay, great.
Um,
Emma asked, does Hublead work on a credit basis, assuming certain third-party interaction use credits?
uh, I think you're mentioning not Hublead, but maybe
But,
LGM, no?
or maybe HubSpot. Maybe can you explain again what is the Hublead and how
Yeah.
do you work, guys?
So Hublead is just my company, but we are not showing Hublead right now. But that's something like when you go on a LinkedIn profile over there, for example, you see you have this kind of widget, and you can search for any contact named Stephanie Marie Gamboa inside your CRM, inside your
Yeah.
HubSpot, or any people inside HubSpot, and you can like say, okay, this is that guy, and you can link the contact. So it
Mm,
will technically re-import all the LinkedIn data inside HubSpot. It's more for salespeople usage rather than, I mean, LGM, of course, is for salespeople too, but LGM is more around the automation rather than we are more into, okay, you did your automation and now you need to go back to the LinkedIn profile to have more contact about them. You want to cold call them. You want to send a personalized message. So you can use Hublead to keep track that. And also, of course, the best is really to track the LinkedIn messages and invitation inside your spot. So it's more for salespeople, the usage of salespeople, like how many invitations did you send, accepted, and so on. It's more about that.
and so the question was, how much is that, and is that working with credit basis? It's a token.
So you have two plans. You can see on the website. You have like we just do a pitch for the company then. So with the professional plan, you have only the credit for emails and enrichment. Here we use Apollo, and then here we use Rocket Reach plus Apollo plus Hunter. So you have some credits for phone and emails, but for importing contacts, syncing conversation,
Mm.
or importing invitation, there's no credits, just
Okay,
a license-based pricing.
great. Thanks. Emma said, perfect. Thanks.
Okay. If you have any question, Emma, you can go on the live chat of the website. That's me at behind, or you can just sign up and try.
Great.
Yeah, so I was on I will keep that track like that. Yeah. Segmenting leads into different agencies. So I think here the thing is, of course, in this webinar, we're speaking about, okay, how you can leverage your LinkedIn and email automation to convert customer from leads to customer, for example. But you know that your leads will go through different stages. So for me, for example, we have two or three main stages. So what's I will just show you what I'm doing for me, and then you can adapt for yourself.
Yeah.
But we have lead, MQL, PQL. I will ignore opportunity and customer. So this means if someone is a lead, he sign up. Okay.
Yep.
If someone is an MQL, he connected his hub lead to HubSpot. And the lead is a PQL, so product qualified lead, it's because they hit the paywall. Okay. So I like to have these stages.
Okay. That's like events giving a status to a lead.
Yeah, that's kind of you're breaking down your funnel and
Yeah.
you're trying to know, and the goal for that is to know, okay, at this stage, what the customer or user is needing right now. So from lead to MQL for me, it's more about, okay, social proof, reassurance,
Mm.
some technical documentation because they don't have the right permissions, they don't know how they can invite that team,
Mm,
For MQL to PQL, then since now they have access to Hublead on LinkedIn, is how can I use it? What are the features? What are the use case? The problems I can solve with Hublead. And then once they hit the paywall, is okay, you're now PQL. What are the subscription details? What are the options to subscribe? What will be the pricing? What are the differences between the plans? So you have different things. And you saw that also we have also a churn, a sequence for churn customers, or we need to create also a sequence for new customers.
mm,
So here, since you have it inside the spot, you can create different workflows, different automation inside Make, and then of course you have different agencies inside LGM.
great.
And so, of course, you can push different content to your audience.
Mm.
Any question right now?
No question about
Okay.
this workflow and method. Just one more about Hublead. We have a lot of questions about
Okay.
Hublead, and question about how does Hublead compare to Surf? Is it different?
Yeah, so big difference is Surfy is really like into context enrichment plus multi-CRM integration. So they integrate different CRMs to HubSpot rather than we're doing only HubSpot. And so we're going on a different use case, which is, as I say, tracking LinkedIn sales activities inside HubSpot. We're not into contact enrichment. So, for example, LGM is doing a wonderful job with the water for enrichment. We do have some enrichment because this is a basics for some salespeople, but most companies already have plenty of tools for content enrichment. So we're not on that. We're more into how you can track your LinkedIn activities. So thinking back LinkedIn invitation inside the spot, having the invitation inside the spot, how you can view LinkedIn data inside the spot. So we have different CRM cards. Like for example, you can see there LinkedIn network if you're connected, the enrichment phase, and as I showed you just earlier, what kind of reports you can create. So basically, if you have new connection, like for example, you send a lot of LinkedIn connection manually, and we think back inside HubSpot, you can filter these people inside LinkedIn, inside HubSpot, sorry, trigger any workflows if you want, and of course, trigger make automation, get back this contact inside Make, and push them to an LGM campaign with email, LinkedIn automation if you want, for example. That's something you can do with us.
Mm, thanks.
Um, so for the campaign, so I will just focus on the new leads after 2 days, for example. You have that, where is it? Oh, let's say a new MQL, for example, because it's over there. The goal here, or maybe lead, because lead can be much interesting. Yeah. Let's resume the campaign. Let me show you. So, okay, a new MQL, it's here because I think having these two use cases can be interesting. Um, so the goal here is, as Eloise said just earlier before, is you can kind of warm up the lead before reaching them out. So you can visit the profile, for example, wait for a few days, then add them as a connection. And for the first connection, of course, since I have since these leads, these people sign up on our website, I will add a note. But you're not it's not mandatory to add a note, but I like to add a note so people know why I send a connection to them.
You can
Uh,
even like a
yeah,
post. That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. You could do that because when I tried, I think it was not yet the case, but I want to try that also. So you can like the post, so people will
Know
really
what the
see
page
you.
company. Yeah.
Yeah, so that people will really see you before. You know that there is an argument, there is a saying like in marketing saying uh, you have to see at least 25 times a product or someone to like them. This is the same approach here. You're trying to show yourself on a different use case. So emails, LinkedIn, on your website with your retargeting, LinkedIn ads or Facebook ads as much as you can. So people will be more inclined to answer to you when they receive a private message on LinkedIn or an email on you.
Yeah, and it's not spammy. It's not spammy because it's just about building trust and getting more familiar, popping in their notification with your little cute face, and like, oh, Eloise, oh, Bastien, third time, oh, he likes my post, oh, and then you send the first message. And if your first message is not too salesy, let's say, and you're getting familiar 2 weeks ago, following and liking posts, that kind of trust is growing and growing.
Yeah, and as you say, like we're not spammy because we are using the personalizing message strategy. And here, the message is not like, hey, I saw on your website you're using that tool and I noticed that you hired a bunch of people. No, here we know things from our users because they are coming from inbound. So you can know which articles they read before. You can know which campaign they are coming from. You can know a bunch of things and you know the stage they are at this right moment. So you can provide the right information for them. So you're not spammy. You're like helping them to move towards to the second stage, to the next
Mm,
stage. And of course, you're helping them understanding if your product is the right tool to solve your problem right now.
great.
So that's the power of inbound rather than outbound. Of course, I'm an outbound guy, so I like outbound and I trust outbound. But of course, like in this use case, it's much easier to provide a relevant message for your audience, because you have more data from that.
Mm,
Um, and then, yeah, for example, you can provide uh, so for the MQL part, especially because in the MQL part, I'm trying to provide some demo we have of the product, trying to send them like, okay, did you're checking if they successfully import contacts and conversation. Why I ask that? It's because this one is uh, it will trigger the paywall. They
mm,
can import up to 10 contacts, you know? So I'm trying to help them understand the basic feature of our product and move them to the next stage. Don't forget, the goal here is they are MQLs. They already installed your app. So now you want to move them to the PQL. So getting the paywall. So maybe for you, it can be, I don't know, you want to have a sales call with them. Then here you will try to send them some content around what you can provide inside the sales call, or as you see, like here, for example, we provide how many users do we have, another demo, a LinkedIn post made by one of our HubSpot partner, you know.
yeah, you
So you're
give
trying,
resource. Yeah.
yeah, you give resources that is kind of interesting for them right now because they are assessing your service or your product.
That's great. Can you go on the send message LinkedIn, the first one I saw? When you click
This
in,
one?
yes, for example. So when you're okay now, so this is your contact request, but just
Yeah.
after the message after, can you just
Yeah, sure. Second message here.
yes. So this one, I think it's great because for me, you could do both thing, or you can do a voice note because, like, hey, just curious, how did you hear about Hublead? Could be a voice note, and
Yeah.
some people don't know, but Lagros Machine does that. And another thing, this is quite my favorite last release. This is the chat mode. So you see, you have this button, activate real chat mode. You can click on this, and it would split your message like, "Hey," and first message.
Mm,
Just curious, second message. How did you hear about Hublead? And it's so human. There is, I think, 2 seconds in between both every message. And yes, between chat mode or LinkedIn voice
yeah.
notes, I think like the human touch is really, and the customization is is really relevant and accessible.
Yeah, of course. As I just showed you just earlier, also we did a sequence around customers that no longer use Hublead, and in this one, I like to send a voicemail, and I did have a bunch of reply from that.
Mm,
You're not trying to say like, hey guys, would you mind like resubscribe or pushing a discount? This is not my approach. The approach is more about like understanding,
mm.
generating a conversation with your past customers to understand, okay, what do we
Why they
need to
churn?
do? Yeah,
Mm,
why they churn? Is it because of you're missing a feature or something happened
mm,
in their industry, in their company, you know? And this approach uh, will build a strong relationship between you and your customer and your user base. And I think that the real goal of this automation is to be really able to scale your sales or your salespeople or whatever you want, a CEO or anyone else, to have more conversation with the users, with the new leads, and try to figure out, okay, what's really important for them.
mm.
How can you learn from them and provide a good content to them, you know, and build your audience on LinkedIn. Because at
Mm,
the end, you will go on LinkedIn and you will start to do some posts inside LinkedIn and so on, and you want to reach more and more ICPs over there. So that's something that we build a better inbound machine in the long term.
yeah,
Yes, that's really the most important thing to remember. So in every use case, you can try to outreach your customer and users based on relevant intent.
great. I like the churn use case using the voice note. That's a great use
Yeah,
case.
actually, I did recorded like 30, 40 seconds, something really natural, you know, I didn't have any pitch for that. It was just me like, okay, just so you churned and I was interested to learn more about that. Do we need to do another feature or something
Mm,
we
yeah,
didn't satisfy, you know,
yeah,
your need at the beginning. And at the end, you get answers inside LinkedIn. You start to talk with people. It takes them maybe 5 to 10 minutes to speak with you, but you gather a lot of interesting
feedbacks.
feedback here.
Yeah, great.
And another one you can try also, I know that one friend of mine is doing is whenever you have a new customer, you're trying to reach out to them on LinkedIn to see, of course, if everything is good, and also trying to see if they are up to leaving you a review on G2 or another platform about your product. Since they are customer right now, they are kind of normally happy about your product, so that's a good timing to get a review from them.
Mm.
Well, I think this is kind of all, everything we wanted to show in this webinar.
Yes, there is a question from your dashboard from Hubspot you just showed before. Emma asked, is this dashboard automatically created in Hubspot or do you need to build out manually?
No, this is not created automatically. You have to build this thing, but I can share a video I made how to do that. It's called How to Leverage Your LinkedIn Data Inside the Spot.
Great.
You can use that. Basically, we use data provided by Hublead, but I do think for your LinkedIn automation with LGM, you can also create this kind of report because this is really simple. You have to have a last LinkedIn invitation sent date, a
Yes.
property. Yeah, Louis.
Yes.
And this is created by Hublead and of course updated by Hublead. But with LGM, you could also update this property because you can get the information through Make inside. But actually, Make is also thinking back as a timeline event inside HubSpot. Um, so you can maybe trigger some workflows to update that property.
Okay.
Because
Um,
we Hublead, we we sync back data once people are connected. So for syncing LinkedIn data, this kind of invitation data, when you're doing a lot of LGM, we're not the best for that. LGM is the best. You have to follow LGM. We're not doing that.
yes. And question also, if you have multiple people using HubSpot in the team, are there statistics to compare team members' performance?
So two different use cases. One is LGM. So I don't think that's for LGM. Because of course you don't want to compare people, you want to compare campaigns, but you can do that really easily inside LGM if you go to a report over there and you get the differences over there.
Yeah.
With HubSpot for comparing your sales people, of course, here you could add the split by contact owner. So for example, here I have the number of LinkedIn conversations sent by week, and I can split by contact owner. Or otherwise, you can go to app.hublead.io, and then you can see your funnel. And here you see the real funnel. So 260 invitation sent, 106 invitation accepted, no message sent, and no people replied, for example.
Okay.
And so you can see the conversion rate on your LinkedIn.
Okay.
But again, this is more for salespeople doing outreach on daily basis on LinkedIn, not to evaluate LGM's campaigns, because if you do a lot of automation, we won't be able to get all the data. You have to use LGM to get data inside of Spot.
Great. Does anyone has another question? Yes, Christian. Could you clarify Hublead's value add compared to alternative like native LGM integration with HubSpot or Zapier bridges?
Um, that's a good question. So these are two different use cases for me. LGM, the goal is to automate your task and save a lot of time and engage with people. Hublead, it's more into you want to prospect maybe higher accounts. You have different targets inside the account, inside the company, and you want to equip your sales with with a tool that will help them understand their impact, ROI on LinkedIn, and improve their sales. So compared to LGM, I won't say this is Hublead versus LGM. I think that the both tools work together. It's more LGM might be more for marketers who salespeople slash founders who want to do a lot of automation because they don't have time to prospect and to to really go for enterprise accounts, medium account, you know. But Hublead, it's more for people that are spending that time prospecting for enterprise account. Yeah, this is more for that for me.
Yes, maybe there is this picking feature, this to pick up one profile. Um, um,
Yeah,
uh,
it's more about like for me, LGM is really into you want to prospect code, you want to automate things where you have the intent right now. But let's say you're doing that and now you want to pull a list of people you didn't convert or who you have different decision makers and you want to prospect them again. You have a passive, you have something earlier. You have only maybe 100 contacts. Making an automation for that is not the best thing to do. You can use Hublead, you will do it manually in 1 week, it's closed, you know. But for AGM, in the use case I'm showing to you, it's more about like, okay, you're doing it for 20 to 30 to 40 inbound leads a day and or touch point a day, you know, because you have MQLs, customers, and so on. So
mm,
this doing it like really by sales, it has no sense for me. It will higher your CAC, so it has no sense. But if you're prospecting for enterprise account, having LGM plus Hublead has sense because the
mm,
CAC could be higher, but the revenue will be higher. and you will have to have some salespeople prospecting for you.
Great. Thank you very much, Bastien. Any other question? Tell us if it was clear, if it gives you ideas to test, or if you think it's too difficult, or if it's already things you did. And if you don't have any question, maybe we will close this live session. Sorry. No question for the moment. Okay, guys. Well, thank you very much, Bastien. I think it was really rich in learnings and in insights. We had a lot of questions. This is great. And yes, the playground, it's a community platform where you will have the recording. Just after the session, you will have a little email with this. And yes, thank you very much, Bastien.
Thank you, Louise. Thank you, everyone, for your question. And don't forget, as we said in this webinar, the goal here is to build also an audience on LinkedIn for you guys, for having more and more content displayed to your ICPs, knowing you more as a person rather than as a brand. Okay, that's the best thing for selling. So this is all about the automation we showed you is all about that, and that's why LGM is wonderful for that.
Thank you, Bastien. Great. And Hublead is really great too.
Sure, but we're here for promoting LGM, so that's okay.
Thank you very much for this live. A lot of insights, a lot of use cases, and yes, can't wait to also maybe keep the debate and open, sure, and discuss on the playground or LinkedIn with Bastien and Paul directly. And yes, see you there. Bye bye.
See you. Bye bye.